and here we go, the vault, and he lands a even a no-footer.
Not the heel kicker. I think he wanted to go heel kicker on that vault.
Think of Red Bull, and what comes to mind? Energy drinks? Maybe. But what if I told you Red Bull's biggest secret has nothing to do with what's inside the can? This company isn't just selling an energy drink. It's selling something far more powerful. And once you see what they're really doing, you'll never look at marketing the same way again. Red Bull doesn't just sponsor sports, they own them. They don't just make a drink, they manufacture a lifestyle. And the crazy part, it's all part of a master plan that made Red Bull a $20 billion empire without even needing to be the best drink on the shelf. Let's dive into the real reason why Red Bull dominates and the genius strategy they don't want you to figure out. Red Bull presents itself as just another energy drink, but here's the truth. It's not even the best tasting or the most powerful one on the market. In blind taste tests, many people actually prefer the flavor of its competitors. It's also one of the most expensive energy drinks per ounce. Yet despite all this, Red Bull dominates. How? Because they aren't really selling a drink. They're selling a feeling, an identity, a lifestyle. While other brands focus on the product itself, Red Bull mastered the art of perception. Their marketing makes you believe that drinking Red Bull isn't just about getting energy. It's about being part of something much bigger. This illusion is so powerful that even though they don't have the best product, they control the market. But how did they pull it off? It all started with a radical idea from one man who understood something most brands never figure out. The mastermind behind Red Bull is an Austrian businessman named Dietrich Mateschitz. In the 1980s, while traveling in Thailand, he discovered a local drink called Krating Daeng, a sweet, caffeine-packed beverage popular among truck drivers and laborers. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't marketed as premium, but it worked. Most people would have never looked twice at this drink, but Mateschitz saw something no one else did. He didn't just see an energy drink, he saw a global brand waiting to happen. Instead of just importing Krating Daeng to Europe, he did something genius. He changed the formula to suit Western tastes, gave it a sleek new name, Red Bull, and most importantly, positioned it as something exclusive. Unlike other cheap energy drinks, Red Bull wasn't for everyone. It was for athletes, risk-takers, and high achievers. And then came his boldest move, the marketing strategy that would change everything. Mateschitz knew that Red Bull couldn't compete with Coca-Cola or Pepsi by playing their game. Instead of spending millions on traditional ads, he went with something far more radical. He made Red Bull feel like a lifestyle, not just a drink. Then he took it even further. Red Bull didn't just sponsor sports, it created them. Extreme sports events, skydiving competitions, even the Red Bull Flug Tag, where people launch homemade flying machines off ramps into water. These weren't just stunts, they were carefully designed moments that made Red Bull look daring, rebellious, and elite. And when Mateschitz backed Felix Baumgartner's record-breaking jump from the edge of space, Red Bull didn't just sell an energy drink, it sold a legend. But the real secret? All of this was about something bigger than caffeine. Red Bull isn't just expensive, it's deliberately expensive. Mateschitz understood something crucial. People don't just buy products, they buy what those products say about them. When Red Bull first launched, it cost significantly more than a regular soft drink, even though the can was smaller. But that wasn't a mistake, it was strategy. The high price made Red Bull feel exclusive, premium, even elite. It wasn't just an energy drink, it was a status symbol. And then there's the can itself. Tall and slim, it stood out from every other soda on the shelf. It didn't look like a sugary soft drink, it looked sophisticated. Something for high performers, risk takers, and people who wanted to push their limits. Psychologists call this the price-quality heuristic. The idea is simple. If something is expensive, we assume it must be better. And Red Bull played this perfectly. Instead of competing with other energy drinks on price, it positioned itself as the premium choice, one that serious people drank when they needed to perform. And it worked. Today, people don't just drink Red Bull for energy. They drink it because it means something. Red Bull's biggest secret isn't in the can, it's in the feeling it sells. Unlike other brands that focus on the product, Red Bull sells an identity. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a Red Bull ad talking about its taste or ingredients? Almost never. Instead, Red Bull's marketing is all about action, adventure, and pushing limits.
Back to back, and here we go, the Bolt. And he lands a
Whether it's Formula One, extreme sports, or record-breaking stunts, Red Bull makes sure its brand is associated with high-energy, high-adrenaline experiences. This is intentional. Matschitz didn't want Red Bull to be just another drink. He wanted it to be a movement. When you drink Red Bull, you're not just consuming caffeine and taurine. You're joining a culture of risk-takers and rule breakers, and that's why people stay loyal. Red Bull doesn't just sell an energy boost, it sells the idea that you can be the kind of person who lives life on the edge. Another reason Red Bull feels different from other brands? It thrives on mystery. Unlike Coca-Cola or Pepsi, Red Bull doesn't reveal much about its inner workings. There's no heavy focus on the ingredients, no transparent marketing about how it's made, just an aura of exclusivity. For years, people have speculated about what actually makes Red Bull so effective. Is it caffeine, the taurine, a secret formula? The company never really clarifies, allowing the myths to grow, and the less people know, the more they talk. But it goes even deeper than that. Red Bull uses scarcity to create demand. When it first launched in Europe, it was deliberately hard to find, only available in select locations, making it feel exclusive. This made people want it more. Even today, Red Bull rarely offers discounts or promotions like other soft drink brands. It keeps its premium pricing to maintain the perception of quality and exclusivity. By being mysterious, selective, and premium, Red Bull turns a simple drink into a status symbol. At the center of Red Bull's empire was Dietrich Mateschitz, the Austrian businessman who didn't just sell a drink, he sold a lifestyle. But unlike most corporate CEOs, Mateschitz remained a mystery himself. He rarely gave interviews, never sought the spotlight, and let the brand do the talking. His genius? He saw an opportunity that no one else did. While visiting Thailand in the 1980s, he discovered a local energy drink called Krating Ding, used by truck drivers and laborers to stay awake. He realized its potential, partnered with the Thai creators, and transformed it into the global phenomenon we know today. But his real strategy? He made Red Bull a cultural icon. Instead of competing in supermarkets, he took the drink where others weren't looking: extreme sports, nightclubs, and underground events. Mateschitz didn't just build a beverage company, he built an empire, spanning sports teams, media networks, and even space travel. His vision wasn't about selling an energy drink. It was about creating a world where Red Bull was a way of life. Even after his passing in 2022, his legacy continues, and the brand still follows his blueprint. Because it works. Red Bull has dominated for decades, but the question remains, can it maintain its grip on the market? For starters, competition is fiercer than ever. Big names like Monster, Celsius, and even coffee giants like Starbucks are eating into the energy drink market. Health-conscious consumers are also shifting away from sugary, artificial beverages, forcing Red Bull to adapt without losing its identity. Then there's the rise of social media and digital marketing. Red Bull built its empire on carefully crafted, controlled branding. But now consumer perception can be shaped in real time. If the brand loses its edge or credibility, people will notice fast. However, if there's one thing Red Bull has proven, it's that it knows how to stay ahead. The company continues investing in extreme sports, new media, and cutting-edge science. They're even exploring the future of energy drinks with potential functional formulas, designed for more than just an energy boost. Because at the end of the day, Red Bull doesn't sell energy, it sells a dream. And as long as people chase that dream, Red Bull will always have wings.